Gojo Vs Sukuna was almost perfect. This fight had been hyped up since Chapter 2, the clash between the strongest sorcerers in history, the honored one and the disgraced one. To say there were a lot of expectations for this fight would be an understatement, and for the most part, it delivered spectacularly. It never felt too one-sided. Anytime one gained the upper hand, the other would do something crazy to defend themselves. Every aspect of the power system and every known ability of these two was utilized to the fullest, and it was so satisfying to read. The art was also amazing. JJK art tends to be a little rough around the edges, but Gege gave it his all here. We got a lot of cool character moments and narration, and it never felt like the exposition was overbearing, at least for me. It looked like it was shaping up to be an amazing fight, maybe the best in the series. And then Gojo gets killed off screen. This bothers me for a lot of reasons, the most obvious of which is how jarring it feels. We've spent the whole fight seeing these two go back and forth, and all of a sudden Gojo just dies despite having the upper hand a chapter ago. Like, if you removed the little afterlife sequence that's smacked in between, which don't worry, we'll get into in a minute, this is what the sequence of events look like. It's just so anticlimactic, and the explanation given doesn't help either. Essentially, Sukuna used Mahoraga's adaptation as a blueprint to learn how to bypass infinity. He did this by targeting space itself rather than Gojo, so as long as Gojo existed in this world, he'd be cut. Now, I can accept Sukuna learning this from Mahoraga. It feels kinda convenient, but he is also supposed to be this absolute genius at Jujutsu, so it's not like the most unfathomable thing ever. My question is, how the fuck did Gojo not tank it? From what I understand, this attack is still just normal cleave, just changing the target. So if it is just normal cleave, how couldn't Gojo just tank it when we saw him tank thousands of them inside Malevolent Shrine, and we know his output is back to normal thanks to the Black Flash? Then there's the afterlife scene in the airport. Now I'ma be honest, I don't hate this scene as much as a lot of people do. It's mostly just the cherry on this destroyed cake. It is very annoying that Gojo spends possibly his last moments on screen dick-riding Sukuna and doesn't seem to really give a shit about his students that now have to face him. But I also don't think it's an assassination of his character like a lot of people seem to think. Overall, this fight just feels like wasted potential. It was on track to be the best fight in the series, but it fumbled right at the last stretch. It's also pretty disappointing that Gojo didn't get to accomplish anything after being unsealed. Now yes, there are a bunch of theories about him returning, but setting those aside for a moment, all Gojo did after being unsealed was remove Sukuna's ability to use domain expansion and damage him a bit. Which doesn't even matter now because Sukuna is in his original form and stronger than ever. It's just such bad use of what was one of the best characters and fights in the series, and I do truly wish that all the theories about Gojo returning turn out to be true, so we can get a proper ending to this fight, but given the breakneck pace the manga is going, I doubt it. Anyhow, that's enough rambling for today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.